Hello, everyone. Today is the 5th of May, and we're going to be working on the fronts of the hips today, especially. Of course, it's going to be a well-rounded class. We'll work on everything, but we'll have a little bit of a focus at just the fronts of the hips. So to start, you could be standing, seated, you could be sitting in a chair, and we're just going to move the head. Take a deep breath in, lift your chin, and breathe out and lower the chin. This is called nodding, and nodding is super important for the health of the neck, but also the nervous system and the system of balance. Nodding the head. And if you notice, babies naturally nod their heads throughout the day, and it gets them prepared for standing and moving. Bring your head back to neutral. Good. Let's turn our head to the right, come back to center and pause, and then turn to the left. Back to center and pause. Good. Now, as you turn your head, be sure you keep your shoulders stable. We want to isolate the neck, doing a rotation of those cervical vertebrae, as well as getting those muscles stretched and the nerve endings stimulated. One more time each side. You should feel it even from behind the ear all the way down. And then bring your head back to neutral, and we'll do a circle with the shoulders. This is called rolling the shoulders. So you bring your shoulders forward, up, behind you, and down. This is a beautiful exercise to do every morning after sleep. A physiotherapist has mentioned to me that when you do this, you release tension that are around the very top vertebra of your spine. Change the direction, rolling the shoulders up and forward, and releasing that tension at the top of the spine helps to mobilize all the tissues there, the muscles, but also tendons and ligaments. And it makes sure it keeps the posture very nice throughout your day. All right. Relaxing the shoulders, I'd like to do what's called a square breath. So we're going to breathe in for 4 counts. We'll hold our breath for 4 counts, and I'm drawing the square along with the breath. We breathe out for 4 counts, and we hold the breath out for 4 counts. So let's begin. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in. Hold your breath. Breathing out. Hold your breath. Very good. Breathing in. Hold the breath. Breathing out. Hold the breath out. We'll continue breathing in. Holding. Feel how your nervous system is calming down. Breathing out. Make it smooth. Holding out. Last round, breathing in. Holding. Breathing out. Holding the breath out. Relax, close your eyes for a moment, and just breathe normally. This breath, called the square breath, can help whenever you feel a boost of stress. If there's some sort of stress going on at work or if you have to speak in front of a conference or in a meeting, if you do this square breath, it helps you to focus and stay calm. It's very, very useful to use throughout your day. Good job. Open your eyes and let's get up onto all fours. You can place either bring your feet to one side, or if you're standing, come down onto your hands and knees by starting with an open squat. Hands should be underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, look skyward, and breathe out and round your spine, look to your belly button. And again, we'll curl, breathing in, and rounding, breathing out. Let's curl again, breathing in, and rounding. Hopefully you feel that your back is mobilizing and you're really getting into some good movement for the spine. Coming back to a flat back, open your knees and sink back as far as possible. If you're up off your knees, that's okay. Walk your hands forward, lower the head, and hold yourself here. If you can get your forehead onto the floor, great. If not, it's okay. See if you can get your head in a position where your neck can rest. Feel already that the knees, the thighs, the hips, the low back are stretching out just a little bit. Let's rise up onto the hands and knees. Bring your knees in so they're hip width, but your hands stay farther in front of the shoulders, and we'll bounce back and forth. Here you're going to allow your low back to curve a bit, and this helps to engage into the muscles of the low back. Bouncing back and forth. Keep your hips back. We'll raise the right knee and place the right foot down, somewhat at the level of the left knee. The right knee will point upwards towards the sky. Reach your right hand out in front of you and bounce back and forth. So you should feel this in the hip, perhaps a bit in the low back, and you feel the stretch down the side of the body. It should feel pretty good. Bring your hand back down and stretch the leg out to the side so the toes point forward and the knee points forward, both hands down, and again, bounce back and forth. All of this mobilization helps to get into your joints and muscles. Bring the knee back down underneath the hip, and we'll change sides. Lift your left knee. Bring the left foot down, right arm out in front of you, and you bounce back and forth. Getting that rotation going on, side of the body getting long. Some deep, slow breaths. Then bringing the hand back down, let's stretch the leg out to the side, and again, bouncing back and forth. Let's bring the knee back down. Keep your hands out in front of you. Keep the back slightly curved. Tuck your toes under and rise up to a crouching cat, please. We'll bounce back and forth with the crouching cat. Back and forth. The knees open as you bounce back. Keep the hips lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's open the feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands back. Make 2 fists. Feel like you're pushing your fists down into the floor. Arms are straight. Now bounce your hips back. Go back as far as possible. Like you're skiing, right? Like you're doing a shoes. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come up. Let's place the hands on the thighs, just above the knees. Bring your right shoulder forward. Look over your left shoulder. Coming back to center. Let's do our left shoulder forward. Look over the right. Back to center. Right shoulder forward. Back to center, left shoulder forward. Back to center, one more time each side. Right shoulder, back to center, and here's the left. Okay, lift up through your chest. Keep your hips moving back, chest lifting away from your hips. Raise your arms out in front of you, and we'll squat down and come back up. Here we go, 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, that's it, excellent. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms by your sides, stepping your feet in. Let's step our feet to the front edge of the mat. Bringing your feet at hip width, knees soft, hips slightly back, chest lifted, shoulders open wide, and let's bring our hands to the heart center. Really good. Okay, take a deep breath in. We're going to start moving. Raise the arms up and bring your elbows towards your knees as you bring your hands down to the floor. Step yourself back to a plank position. Lift your head looking forwards. Let's bring our right knee down. Raise your left arm and stretch it to the sky. Good. Bring the left arm back down to the floor. Stretch your legs straight again. Bring both knees down now and lower the chest to the floor. Pointing your toes, lengthen your legs behind you. Rise up to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down and push up onto your hands and knees. From here, we're going to do a stretch off the right-hand side of the mat, both hands off the right-hand side. Press your hips back. Come back up, both hands off the left-hand side of the mat. Press your hips back. Back to center, hands onto the mat. Tuck your toes, rise to down dog or crouching cat. Raise your right foot up off the floor and swing it forward. Stepping forward until you reach the front edge. Bend your knees low, hands to thighs, lift the chest. Now here, if your low back is okay, raise your arms by your ears. And we're gonna pulse here. 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Bring your hands back to your heart center, and we'll do the same thing. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise up, arms come up. Elbows come down towards your knees and bring your hands to the floor. Step back to a plank position. This time it's the left knee that goes down. Raise your right arm and just stretch it up to the sky. Bring both hands down. Take the plank position again. Lower your knees. Lower your chest. Point your toes, rise to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down, push up onto hands and knees. Left hand off the mat this time, right hand on top, press back. Changing sides, right hand off the mat, left hand on top, pressing back. Back to center, hands on the mat, take down dog or crouching cat. Left leg lifts. And let's swing it forward as far as possible. And then we step forward. Bend your knees low, hands to thighs, lift the chest, chair position, and bounce. 3, good. 2, 1, arms by your sides. We'll go a little bit faster. Here we go, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding, elbows to knees and down. Step back to the plank. Right knee comes down, open up to your left. Left arm comes up. Bring it back down, plank position. Move your knees down and your chest. Point your toes, rise to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Left knee comes up, swinging it forward. Stepping forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs, coming to chair, and we bounce. 3, 2, 1, arms by your sides. Let's keep going. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Fold it forward. Stepping back to plank. I'm going to have a look. Left knee comes down, right arm goes up. That's it. Good. Moving back to plank. Bring your knees down now and move down to the floor and take that cobra. So cobra is going to stretch out a little bit the fronts of the hips as well. Push back, down dog or crouching cat. Good. Left leg comes up. Swing it forward as far as possible. Perfect. Good. Coming up into chair, arms by your ears, and let's bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. Arms by your sides. Okay, we're going to go into a little bit more detail. We're going to add some things on. Okay, get ready for this. Hands to your heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise. Folding down and forward. Stepping back to plank. Bring your right knee down, open up to your left, and raise your left leg. And we're gonna pulse here. 5, lift the leg higher. 4, belly flattening. 3, open up your chest. 2, 1, hand comes down, straighten out the leg, lift your head, looking forward. I want you to stay here in plank. 5, 4, 3, stay strong in the arms. 2, 1, knees will come down. Let's move the chest down. Point your toes, lengthen your legs out, rise up to a cobra. Coming back, down dog or crouching cat. Lift your right leg up. We're gonna bring the right knee underneath the chest. See if you can get the nose and the knee to come up. And then lift the leg back up behind you. Do it 5 times. Nose and knee coming together. Back up. 3 more. Breathe out. Nose and knee. Back up. 2 more. Woo. 1 more. Bring the leg back up and swing it as far as possible forward. Stepping forward. Bend your knees coming into the chair. And bounce here. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Arms stretched by your sides. Hands to heart center. Doing it again. Deep breath in. Breathing out. Elbows come to knees and you step back to a plank position. Left knee comes down. Raise your right arm. Raise your right leg. And here we go. We're going to pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand comes down, straighten both legs. Stay here. 5. Belly is flattening. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Move yourself down. Point your toes. Rise to cobra. Push back, down dog or crouching cat. Left leg comes up. Breathing in. Knee and nose together. Breathe out. And again. Breathe in, breathing out. 3 more, breathe in and out. Pull the belly up and in. 2 more. 1 more. Lift the leg and swing it forward. Stepping forward, bend your knees low, hands to thighs, coming into chair. Bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, we're going to do 2 more rounds. Stick with me. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding forward. Stepping back to plank. Right knee comes down. Raise your left arm. Raise your left leg. Stay balanced. 5. Pulse the leg up. 4. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Hand and foot come down, plank position, and we hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. Move yourself down. Point your toes to cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Right foot comes up. Press it up, and then knee and nose together. Breathing in, rise. Breathing out, knee and nose. 3 more times. Knee and nose. 2, 1. Lift the leg back up before swinging it forward. Coming to the front edge of your mat, knees bend, hands to thighs, coming up to chair and pulse it. 3, 2, good. 1, arms stretched by your sides. Last round, let's go, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, holding it forward. Stepping back to the plank, left knee comes down, right arm comes up. Raise the right leg and we pulse here. 5, 4, so healthy for the hips. 3, 2, 1, bring the hands down, coming back to plank and hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knees come down, move yourself down. Point your toes, lengthen out, rise to cobra, push back. Down dog or crouching cat. Raise your left leg now. Bring it in, nose and knee together, 5 times. 4, stick with it. 3, 2, we're working those fronts of the hips. 1, bring it back up and swing it forward. Stepping forward, knees bend, hands to thighs, coming to chair, bounce it. 3, 2, 1, all the way up to standing. Whew. Good job, very nicely done. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a few deep breaths here. Let the breath move into your chest, into your back. Keep your belly strong for the moment. All right. Bending your knees, let your hips move back behind you. Lift the right foot, hold it here, and open your arms to the sides, palms facing down. Hold this position. It's like imitating your seated position with the leg up. Only working the right leg for the moment. Now bring your hands back to your hips and send the right foot back in a step. It doesn't have to be very long, okay? Just in a gentle step back. If you notice, my left foot is at the front of the mat. My right foot is about halfway behind me. That's it. Not all the way to the back of the mat. Bend your knees, okay? Now we have the right knee going down directly underneath the right hip. To get into the hip flexor, to stretch it, we're going to squeeze the glutes tight, so squeeze them towards each other. Tilt your hips forward gently. It pulls the belly in, and you should feel a stretch down the front of the right thigh, okay? And the front of the hip. Bring your arms out in front of you, clasp your fingers together, round your upper back as well, and push your hands away from you. So you get a full stretch of the back. Hold, setting your gaze at your thumbs. 5, it should be strong. You should feel a very strong stretch down the front of the right thigh. 4, squeeze the glutes together as much as possible. 3, belly still moving in, getting strong. 2, and 1. Come back to the front edge of your mat, hands onto your hips and release. Good job, very nicely done. Bend your knees slightly, let your hips go back a little bit. Raise your left knee now. Arms stretched out to the sides, palms facing down. Good. Hold this position, chin lifted. The leg lifted. This is contracting the hip flexors. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Hands come to hips. Send the left leg behind you now. So halfway the length of the mat. Bend both knees. that left knee goes right underneath the left hip. So from here, squeeze your glutes together first, then tilt your hips forward. So it pulls the belly in, it pushes the tailbone down, squeezing your glutes helps to protect the hips. Arms in front of you, clasp with fingers, push your hands away, rounding your back. Hold this position. You should feel that stretch down the front of the left thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, opening the arms, push off, step forward, hands to your hips. Already you should be feeling a sensation at the front of your hips. Okay, from here, grab your right ankle. If it's tough to grab the ankle, you could either grab a pant leg or you could use a strap around your ankle. Raise your left arm and lift your right leg behind you. So you want to go slowly to the point where you feel, okay, there's that stretch down the right thigh. There's an opening at the front of the hip, okay? But no pain, please, especially not in the knee. If you'd like to go farther, push the foot into the hand. Keep lifting the chest. Set your gaze at one point. 3, 2, 1. Coming back. Let's release. Just set the foot down. Good. Other leg. Grab a hold of the ankle or the foot. Raise your right arm. Begin to lift the leg behind you just a bit to see what you're feeling, especially in the knee. If there's any pain in the knee, stop immediately. If you're feeling good, you want to go farther, push the foot more into the hand, opening up the chest as well. Lift your eyes, set your gaze out in front of you. Hold it here, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, letting go. Good job. Hands come to your hips now. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. It should be at about a 45-degree angle, okay? Not completely out to the sides, but at a gentle angle. Lift your foot either at the ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or at the inner thigh. Raise your arms in a V position. Lift your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Relax the jaw. And we hold here, focusing all of our attention onto one point. Good job. Hands come to the hips and lower your foot gently. Well done. Good job. Let's change legs. Hands back to your hips. Left knee bends, bring it out to a bit of a 45-degree angle. Should be at the ankle, a little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Raise your arms, lift your eyes, and focus your attention on that one point. Wonderful. Hands to hips. Lower your foot down. Bravo. Come back to the front edge of your mat. Hands to your heart center. And let's get moving again. Take a deep breath in. Raise your arms. Bring your elbows to your knees as you fold forward and step yourself back to a plank position, please. Okay. Bring your right knee down and open up your left arm. So it's just like we did at the beginning when we were warming up and going into the cardio portion of our class. Raise that left leg and bend the knee to grab the left ankle. Push your knee behind you, open the chest, open your throat, And you're getting into that hip flexor of the left leg, while at the same time contracting the median, the glute median. Turn your head to the sky and let's hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Releasing. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down, and we'll do a little cat and cow. So first, curve into cow and breathe out, round into cat. And again. Let your spine get mobile. A mobile spine is a healthy back. So the more you can mobilize your spine so that you have flexibility in the spine, the better the back is able to take any sort of movement you have throughout your day, whether it's sports or sitting or a less than ideal position. If you keep your spine mobile, it will stay healthy. Come back to a flat back. Stretch your legs behind you again. And let's lower the left knee this time. Raise your right arm to the sky. Raise your right leg. Get that balance. Now bend the knee and see if you can grab the ankle. Push the foot behind you, opening the chest. Feel how the shoulder's opening and look to the sky. Feel the front of the thigh, how it's stretching out. And we stay here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring the hand and the foot back down. And then coming back to the tabletop. Let's mobilize the spine again. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving all of the vertebrae of the back and the neck. Take deep breaths as you do this. All right. Come back to a flat back and gently walk your knees backwards until you can lower your elbows and your chest to the floor. Hands underneath the forehead and move your hips a bit from side to side. Lift up your head and bring your left elbow underneath your left shoulder. Lift and extend your spine as well as your chest and your neck. And we're going to lift the right foot. If you can grab it, great. If not, just feel like you reach for it because already there's a stretch and there's a lengthening going on here while you contract the back of the leg, okay? If you can grab it, bring the heel in as close as possible to your glute. Elbow can go up to the sky and hold here. Turn your chest forward, breathing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, bring the hands underneath the forehead and move your hips again from side to side. Lifting back up, bring the right elbow underneath the right shoulder, and we'll kick up our left foot. Again, if you can't grab it, grab a pant leg, or maybe use a strap, or maybe you just reach for it. All right, that's fine too. Grabbing the foot, if you can, bring it in, turn the chest forward, and we hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing. Hands come underneath the forehead. Move your hips again from side to side. Last position, of course, we're going to take bow pose. Bend both knees, and perhaps with all of these stretches of the thighs, maybe you can get your feet or your ankles, okay? If not, you just reach for them. If you get them, lift the head, chest, and shoulders as much as possible, and see if you can lift the knees, opening up the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Take some deep breaths here. 5. Open your toes as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back down, hands under the shoulders, push up onto your hands and knees, and here, it's a little bit different than what we do before, but as we worked a lot, the hips, the fronts of the hips, open your knees and sink down into child's pose. Relaxing here, the forehead can be on the floor if you wish. And just allow the low back to open up, the hips to open up. Deep breathing. Lift your head, lifting all the way back up. You can bring your knees to one side, come to sitting, and we're going to move onto our backs. Grab a hold behind the thighs and roll yourself down. Now, as you're on your back, open your arms out to the side. Lift your heels, just the toes touching the floor. We're going to do what's called windshield wipers. It's very gentle. Let your knees go to the right, back to center. Heels are up off the floor. Then to the left, back to center. Nice and easy. Deep breathing as you do this. Good. One more time each side. All right. Bring yourself back to center. Heels are down. Bring the elbows into the floor and squeeze your shoulder blades tight. Lifting your hips up off the floor, we're taking a half bridge pose. Now, we're going to do some movement in the half bridge. So first movement, I want you to bring your knees together, have them almost touch. If it's painful for the knees, you can walk your feet away from you a little bit, okay? So when you bring your knees together, blow the air out of your lungs and feel that you're contracting and lifting your perineum. This is good against gravity for the organs. It's good for absolutely everyone, women and men alike. Knees apart. Let's do it again. Knees together, breathe out, pull the perineum up. Breathe in, bring your knees apart. Again, knees together, blow out. Knees apart, breathe in. And again, knees together, blow it out. Knees apart, breathe in one more time. Knees together, blow it out. And knees apart. Bring your hips down and relax for a moment, okay? Bring the soles of your feet together now, knees wide. We're gonna do another bridge. This is called frog bridge. You press the soles of your feet together, lift your hips. They won't lift very high, but you'll feel a deep contraction in the hips. And we'll press up 10 times, lift a little higher. 9, you push the feet together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down. Good job. Lift your knees back up. Separate your feet again. This time, elbows pressing into the floor, open the chest, and we take our classic yoga bridge. Lift up nicely and hold. Taking some deep, slow breaths. Be sure to lift up high enough that you get an opening down the front of the legs while not overarching your low back. So the low back is engaged, but you don't feel compression. Focus your attention on your breath. One more deep breath in. And raise your arms over your head. Reach behind you. And let's lower the back one vertebra at a time. Very, very, very slowly. Good. Once the back is all the way down on the floor, keep your arms behind you. Open your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees fall to your right. Stay here. Get really long through the belly, long through the waist. Lift your left knee first, right knee follows. Now let your knees fall to your left. Reach with your right arm far behind you, lengthening out the side of the body. Deep, slow breaths. Good. Raise one knee at a time. Gently lift your knees up to your shoulders and rock gently from side to side. Bravo. Good job. Let's bring our left foot to the floor. The knee is bent. And stretch your right leg to the sky. Make a big circle with the right foot. Change the direction of the circle. Flexing your foot. See if you can straighten your leg as much as possible. And keeping curve in the low back. See if you can have your one hand underneath your low back just to check that there's curve as you pull the leg towards you. And you keep the curve. Now cross the right ankle over the left thigh. First, place your right hand to the right thigh or the right knee and push the knee away. So you've got this opening in the hip. And now lift both legs, pull the knees towards the shoulders. Bring the left foot to the floor, keeping the legs crossed. Let your knees fall to the left. Turn your head to the right, reaching your right arm out to the side for a spinal twist. Lift your right arm, roll all the way to your left-hand side, grab the right ankle and push the knee behind you, getting a good stretch down the front of the right leg. Right knee to the right shoulder, roll all the way back onto your back. Bring both knees up to the chest and you'll rock from side to side again. Bring your right foot down to the floor and stretch your left foot up to the sky this time. Big circle with the foot to release any tension in the foot and ankle. Change the direction. Flex your foot, keeping curve in the low back. Straighten the leg as much as possible and gently pull the leg towards you and hold. Deep breathing. Bring the left ankle over the right thigh first. Push the left knee away from you so you get an opening of the hip. Okay, we hold for a moment. Then lifting both knees up, grab around the legs or behind, pull the knees towards your shoulders and hold. Good. Bring the right foot down. Keep the legs crossed. Knees go to your right. Turn your head to the left. Spinal twist. Again, more deep breathing here. Rolling all the way onto your right-hand side. You lift your left arm, grab your left leg, push the knee behind you, hip goes forward. Then bring the left knee to the shoulder and roll onto your back. Knees again up to the chest, rock a bit from side to really release and let go. Lift your head, nose between the knees. Lower the head down and stretch one leg at a time onto your mat. Separate your feet. Turn your palms to the sky. Lift and open the chest a bit so that you have a good position on your back. And begin taking deep, slow breaths. And as you breathe deeply and slowly, relax your hands and your feet. Relaxing the arms and the legs. Relaxing your hips, your shoulders. Relax your entire back. Relax the chest and the tummy. The neck and the throat. Relax your jaw. All the muscles in your face. Relax your scalp and even your hair. Feel yourself just completely melting into your mat. Now imagine your body reforming and begin moving your fingers and your toes, moving your hands and your feet. Raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then lifting your knees up to your chest, squeeze them in against the chest, rocking a bit from side to side. Good. Roll to one side completely. Push your hands down and lift yourself from the side. Excellent. Let's rub our hands together, warm them up a bit. Bring your hands over your face. Gently tap around the eyes. Shake out. Rub your hands together again. Good. Over the face, tapping around the eyes. Now take your 2 index fingers and place them just on either side of the bridge of the nose, just at the level of the eyes, and give a gentle pressure. Then release and place them at either side of the nostrils of your nose and press in. Give a gentle pressure. Then at either side of your mouth, press in. You're going to feel your teeth, just a gentle pressure. And then down at your chin on either side of the bone, the pointy part of the bone, and place your thumbs underneath and squeeze, giving a gentle pressure. Then shake your hands out in front of you. Hands to your heart center. Have a lovely afternoon. Thanks for joining. Namaste.